if you could level up 5 years worth of skills in just one day? In this video, I'll show you the top 3 ways to unlock your own super producer potential, say that 5 times fast, and make your music sound as expensive as possible, ideally for more sync placements. What's up guys, my name is XJ Will, and I've been producing music for about 7 to 8 years now, and I've earned over $500,000 through sync licensing, making placements that land on television shows, movies, making music for brands, not fans like these. Now imagine a studio when you walk in, 1 day of practice equals an entire year of experience. That's exactly what the hyperbolic time chamber was in this cartoon I used to watch called Dragon Ball Z. It was a space where time moved differently, letting you stack years of progress into a single session. But back when I was a kid, I was obsessed over this concept of a place. Now imagine you actually had something like this for your music production. On average, a beginner producer can spend anywhere between 7 to 14 hours every week just watching tutorials, trying to figure out what they're supposed to learn next without actually knowing the name for what they're searching for. It's very confusing. That's nearly 700 hours a year staying up late watching crappy tutorials that don't really help. Instead, you should be sharpening your skills and building momentum faster than ever. And the way you do that is with this first tip, using the hyperbolic time chamber method. And it's not about having more time, it's about using your time in the most intentional way. The fastest way to do this is by actually finishing your tracks. It is statistically proven every song you finish is like a new problem that's been solved. Each one forces you to tackle different transitions, refine different ideas, and sharpen your skills. Loops can't do that. And on top of this, think about it. Have you ever made a song and it sounded worse than the song you made 3 weeks ago? Probably not. Perfection is the enemy of progress, so actually finish your songs. A flawed but complete track will teach you more than 100 loops could ever. So here's your challenge. Commit to finishing at least 3 tracks this week. No matter how rough they might feel, let the imperfections fuel your growth. Goku always thought that he was pushing his limits, facing stronger and stronger opponents as they showed up, training harder than anybody else. But then a new, more experienced character stepped into the story and revealed a level of mastery that Goku could have never imagined possible because he needed someone else to show him. And music production is no different. Sometimes the breakthrough that you actually need to get better isn't about working harder, it's about looking at your process from a completely different angle. But here's the problem. Most producers are stuck making track after track, feeling productive, but frustrated because they don't feel like their music's improving fast enough. Continuing the grind, hoping things will eventually just click together, but your tracks don't hit like they should. Matter of fact is, you can't fix what you can't see. Every day you continue to be stuck, you're wasting time and missing on completely new opportunities. Whether it's landing placements, getting noticed, or simply just making music that you're really proud of. So this is how you can figure out what's holding you back from getting better. The secret tool that most producers overlook is reference tracks. Used intentionally, they're much more of a powerful tool to train your instincts, sharpen your skills, and unlock your unique sound. Here's how to use them and spar like a pro. First thing you're going to do is you're going to try to pick your opponents wisely. What do I mean by this? Choose 2 or 3 tracks that match the vibe or energy you're aiming for before you even open the door. Think of them as like sparring partners where they challenge you without making you feel overwhelmed, because it's like, oh man, I really love this sound, I'd love to make something like it. Recreating your favorite tracks is an absolute great way to understand and learn from the greats and start to pick and choose pieces of that sound that you want to incorporate into your own. Step 2, you're going to actually break those tracks down. Study each track like it's a masterclass. Ask yourself questions like this. How did the producer handle transitions? Where's the energy rise and fall? Why did they choose the specific instruments that they did? What mood or vibe does it give? When you take notes like this, the goal isn't to admire the results, but to actually analyze and figure out the decisions that made them. And then the last one is to build your unique style off of what you've just researched. This is where the real magic happens, because now you can start asking yourself, what would I do differently to make this track sound even better than what it already is? Then you can take the elements that inspire you and you can flip them onto their head, creating something uniquely yours. This is how inspiration becomes innovation. And the beauty about this is that it's not copying. It's about sharpening your own sound and discovering your creative potential. If you master this, you'll be amazed how quickly your sound will elevate. But here's the twist. You don't have to figure this out alone, especially when it comes to sync licensing. The Sync Alliance, which is our private community, can help you spar with other real producers by asking them questions. Yo, this was really dope. How'd you make the snare sound like that? You know what I'm saying? Sharing ideas, giving insights that you normally can't find on YouTube. It's like having your own personal trainer in your corner at all times. The more you actually study and challenge yourself with these tracks, the faster you'll unlock your own ultra instinct as a producer. You can do this even faster with studying the tonal curve with tonal balance from Isotope to actually see and hear how close your sound matches the original to maintain the best results. But mastering tools like this is just the beginning. To truly match with the pros, you need to develop something what I like like to call a producer instinct, that sixth sense that top producers have. Watch this next clip with Goku's Ultra Instinct and pay attention and see if you can figure out how this works with producers. Did you see it? Every move Goku makes is precise. There's no wasted energy. There's no unnecessary actions whatsoever. It's all intentional. Athletes do the same when they practice drills. They have these funky looking exercises, what they're doing very, very slowly, focusing on the details to make sure that they perform them as quickly as possible. Most producers pour a ton of time into their arrangements and their mixes, but sometimes they still wonder why their tracks sound like boo-boo. The real issue starts much earlier. The problem isn't the workflow, it's the sounds you're choosing. And this has been proven time and time again by great artists and producers like Timbaland, Pharrell, and a bunch more. If your sounds do not work together, no amount of tweaking, mixing, mastering, or layering is going to save your track. Every sound on your track needs to serve a specific purpose, whether that's ear candy, transitions, keeping the motif alive. Here's how to approach your production with that same intention. First one is you're going to always strike with a purpose. Goku doesn't waste any energy on weak attacks, unless it just be complete plot armor. You shouldn't waste your energy on weak sounds. If your kick, snare, or bass line doesn't feel right, get rid of it. Strong sounds make mixing much easier and your track way more impactful. Second thing, perfect your combos. Very important. Your sound should do the same. Does your bass line support your kick? Do your pads and leads match the mood of the overall sound? Every single sound should work together without causing masking in a mix. And the last thing you could do is dodge the noise. With Ultra Instinct, as you could see in that clip, Goku was untouchable because he avoided wasted movement. So if a sound isn't contributing or giving some type of weight to your track, just remove it. Please, for the love of everything. This allows for your core elements to shine. So when you focus on critical sound selection, your tracks sound cleaner, more professional, and more expensive, which increases the likelihood of it landing on sync placements worth thousands of dollars. But even with strong sounds, your track won't grab attention it deserves or sync placements if your melodies aren't memorable enough. Most music creators think I'm normally talking about the hook, but it's actually the opposite from the hook. It's the melody people recognize before the chorus even starts, like this song. So in this video here, I'm going to show you exactly how you can craft melodies that people love that get stuck in their heads before they even realize it.